I don't know about you guys, but in the summer, I get really inspired and motivated to become the best version of myself, not only physically, but mentally. I have been trying to find all the tips and tricks that everyone uses to glow up for the summer. But for me, I don't want to just glow up for the summertime. I want this to be a transformation that I can stick with. I recently just did a video on summer glow up tips. Seems like a lot of you guys had enjoyed that video, so I figured let's go ahead and do another one. So go ahead, take a seat, open up a nice drink, and let's get started. Tip number one, I don't hear anyone talking about this, reducing inflammation, huge. This will make you feel 10 times lighter if you just get the inflammation out of your body. How do we do this? We need to boost the circulation, get things moving and flowing so nothing's staying stagnant inside of you. I use a couple tools for this because I feel like I have been so inflamed with all the processed foods that we eat nowadays. It's just not good for us and we just feel puffy. That's how I feel. I feel puffy and lethargic. If that's how you feel, I got some tips for you that have helped me a lot. First thing I would do is dry brush. Dry brushing for me is so important. I have a lot of cellulite, especially on my legs, something that I've always had. It is genetic. With this being said, dry brushing will help reduce the appearance of cellulite by moving the fluid in your body. No, it won't cure it. There is no cure. You're always gonna have cellulite, but there is ways that you can help disguise it. For example, building lean muscle, that will help, as well as dry brushing and getting a little lymphatic massage. Dry brushing is basically brushing your skin. That's exactly what it is. Not only will it boost circulation, but it will also help improve the appearance of your skin, get all that dead skin off that you don't need for the summertime. That's for sure. Going along with this, when it comes to your face, you don't really dry brush your face, but you can gua sha it. A gua sha is basically a little tool that you use to sculpt your face. And what it does is it makes you feel and look snatched. It takes all of the liquid out of your face and pushes it into your lymph nodes. I like to do gua sha in the morning or at night. I also use any sort of facial tool that you have can work. You put a little bit of oil all over your face and then you just make sure that you are going up and then down to your lymph nodes. For me, this is definitely a quick fix. If I wake up in the morning and my face is really puffy, if I just take 5 minutes in gua sha, I see a huge difference. This is why it is so important for me to add this into my routine. Next is easy, staying hydrated. You would not believe how many people struggle to get the water intake they need in a day. My biggest tip, it is so stupid, but it works. Get a cute water bottle. I'm sure you've heard this before, but I promise I was never a water bottle type of person. I never cared for one until I got one and I will never go back. This is the Hydro Jug. It's in bubblegum pink. Fits right into my cup holders. It's cute. I carry it around. I'm always filling this up and it's a full water bottle that can fit in here. I am constantly drinking this. If you ask anyone, ask Matt. This comes with me everywhere I go and I am constantly filling it up. Okay, next, you guys might judge me a little bit. I promise you I'm not old, but this is a key that I don't think any younger people use: compression socks. Yep. Compression socks are like my saving grace, especially when I'm hungover. I get so puffy, like my hands get so swollen I can barely take on and off my ring. My feet get so big. Actually, all my friends make fun of me the morning after drinking. If they look at my feet, they are so swollen. It actually hurts. And my legs as well. I just pop on compression socks now and I wear them the day after drinking. 10 times better. It will improve the circulation in your legs, which is huge. Obviously, it will help with blood clots if you are prone to blood clots. I personally don't use compression socks for that reason, but still a great benefit. It reduces the swelling in your feet and your legs. And if you are someone who genetically might have varicose veins or spider veins, this will help slow down the progression of that. For me, that might be in my genetic makeup. I know some people in my family do have that, so it could be something that I do have. I don't have them now, but wearing compression socks can slow that down, which is huge for me. Next would be the sauna. If you don't have a sauna, shower would work perfectly fine. I recommend getting into a nice sauna, sweat everything out, and just hydrate on top of that. For me, if I'm not gonna use the sauna, I like to take a really, really hot shower and then turn it to freezing cold. It just spikes something in me and I feel less bloated and inflamed when I do that. So that is another recommendation that I would have if you do not have a sauna. Next is all things hair. Hair is a tricky topic for me. I struggled a lot when I was coming out of college with hair loss. I was not sure what was causing it, and it was so bad to the point where you could really see my scalp, and I felt like if you went like this, you could see just all gaps in my hair. I was freaking out. I wasn't sure what was going on. I went and I saw my dermatologist, and she basically said that it could be a few things. One, stress. That's definitely a major factor in hair loss, especially in women. Two, this is when COVID was at its peak. I had COVID, and she was explaining to me that they are seeing some sort of correlation with people who have had COVID and hair loss. So that was another thing, but it was too soon to tell. They had no real research on it. So it was just her thoughts about what could be causing this. And three was iron, which for women, very often do we have low iron. And so I did start some iron pills. And I finally have grown my hair back to what it was. I would like to consider having pretty healthy hair. It feels healthy to me and I have no problem growing it out. But with that being said, I take very good care of my hair. How do I do this? Let's get into that. I like to use hair masks. This is something that I like to habit bundle. So when I put a hair mask in my hair, I like to do other things. I like to clean up and let it just sit there and marinate. And then when I wash it out, it does wonders for my hair. I can put a couple on the screen that I use frequently. A shower head filter. This is so important. You wouldn't even realize the hard water that you have. We have a shower head filter in both of the showers here. I feel like having a shower head that takes out all the hard waters and harsh chemicals is a must. If you feel like you're not getting anywhere in your hair journey, I would definitely suggest looking into a shower head. It doesn't have to be an expensive one. We got ours off of Amazon. It was super cheap. And it comes with a refill, so you have to change it every couple months. But yeah, just something that I would think about because I don't hear a lot of people talking about changing your shower head filter. Using a clarifying shampoo. This is huge. I only do this about once a week because for me, I wash my hair every single day. I know a lot of people do not do that, but for me, I like to go to bed with clean hair. Clarifying shampoo will take out all of the nastiness in the buildup on your scalp. For example, dry shampoo, hairspray, grease, sweat, all of that stuff that just builds up. This will really clear out your scalp. Along with a clarifying shampoo, you could also just double shampoo. So once a week, I would not do this every single day. This will just dry out your scalp. But once a week, double shampoo, really get in there and get that scalp really clean. I also like to use rosemary oil on my hair. That is something that kind of goes along with the hair mask. Sometimes I put oil and just let it be, do a workout, come back, shower it out. I have a pretty strict hair prep routine before I blow dry it, and once I get out of the shower, I use a heat protectant spray. I use a shine gloss spray. It's a 10. I use so many things on my hair, and I do think that that does make a huge difference. I make sure that I blow dry my hair. I don't like having my hair wet when I go to bed. Having damp hair, it's like warm and moist on your scalp. That's just a breeding ground for bacteria. You can get dandruff that way, and not only that, but your hair is at its most fragile state when it's wet. So I like to let it air dry just a little bit, and then once I feel like some bits are dry, it's so much easier. Just take your blow dryer and focus on your scalp and just try to get your scalp so it's nice and dry. I feel like when we grew up, it was like so bad, like don't put heat on your hair, that's what's causing it to have so much damage. But my hairstylist actually told me that that is not true when it comes to blow drying your hair. Blow drying your hair should be part of your routine, and you should be doing that. So just to keep in mind. My last little tidbit for this section is a silk pillowcase. I love my silk pillowcase. I think it does wonders for not only your hair, but your skin. It doesn't pull on your hair at night. It's just something that's super soft to lay on. And it doesn't get hot. Like, you know, a regular pillowcase, when you like flip the pillowcase, try to get the cool part, it like stays like a nice temperature, to the point where Matt used to always put his head on my pillow, my silk pillowcase, and I was like, we're not doing this. So I had to get him a silk pillowcase, and now we both have one. Yeah, I would definitely recommend a silk pillowcase if you do not have one already. Okay, next key tip is getting sleep. This is hard because it sounds so easy, like go ahead and get some sleep. But so many of us cannot get sleep, and not beneficial sleep, where we feel refreshed and ready for the next day. Lack of sleep can actually take years off of your life. It's insane. There's so much research on that. I would definitely dive into that if you haven't. It's scary to even think about, but you need to be having productive sleep every single night. For me, I like my nighttime routine. I'm not gonna harp on this because I know you guys know that already, but a good nighttime routine. Tea helps. Get a sleepy tea. That can make you fall asleep. Magnesium, that's huge for sleep. Melatonin, on nights where you really cannot sleep, melatonin is huge. Would I take it every single night? No. But can it help? Yes. I like to wind down, so I like to take a shower, a nice hot shower. Clean sheets is huge. I get the best sleep when it's on clean sheets. That's why I wash my sheets about 3 times a week. Way too excessive, I understand that. But having clean sheets will make you have the best sleep. Like, is it just me, or do you get excited when you're like, oh, I have nice clean sheets tonight, I can't wait to get into bed? Candles, great way to unwind. Read a book, great way to unwind. Work out. Sometimes if you're just restless and you didn't really do much all day, you were just sitting at a desk, sometimes getting a good workout in is what you really need. Workout, shower, get into bed, and you are ready for a nice night's sleep. A sleep mask. I never thought that I could use one of these. I thought it would feel like very claustrophobic on me, having a mask on my face. It has done wonders for me. I sleep with it every single night. There is nothing like having complete darkness when you're sleeping. Not only that, but it just feels really good. The compression on your eyes just really gets rid of any headache that you have. I would recommend a sleep mask to anyone. I never thought that I would use it, but I do use it every single night, and I absolutely love it. I get the best sleep with it. Okay, 4 is kind of a catch-all. It would be a weekly reset. You need to invest in yourself. For example, you need to take intentional time for yourself. I'm talking 30 minutes or less. It doesn't have to be like a full day for yourself, just a piece of time in a day. For me, Sundays work the best. Sunday is like a reset day in my mind. That is what I think of when I think of a Sunday. For you, it could be a Thursday night or a Friday night. Whatever night works better for you, or day, it doesn't matter. Take intentional time for yourself where you can do a face mask, where you can put under eye patches on, or put a hair mask in, or do your nails, pluck your eyebrows, dermaplane your skin, take a little extra time when you gua sha or dry brush. Taking this time for yourself is what you really need, and it's so important, and I don't think we do it enough. I don't think we take intentional time. I think this is especially true for mothers or someone who is very tied up in work. You just never think about yourself, and just taking a couple of minutes each week, focus on yourself, that'll do more good than you even know. 5 would be building trust in yourself. This is going to equal confidence over time. You need to be able to trust what you say. That means no more empty promises. You can't say to yourself, I'm gonna get up in the morning and I'm gonna work out, and then wake up and then not work out. It just doesn't work like that. That is how you lose confidence and trust in yourself, because you know that your word doesn't mean what you're saying. If you say you're gonna do something, you stick to it and you do it. You need to make that switch. No one's gonna make that for you. If you say that you're gonna eat healthy, you need to eat healthy. If you set a goal, you need to work towards that goal. You can't just say something and then have it not happen and not work towards it. Not only are you gonna lose confidence in yourself, but other people are gonna lose confidence in you. If you are telling someone, I have a new goal, I'm gonna work out every single day this week, and then you don't work out once, what do you think that person's thinking? Like, okay, empty promises here. They're not saying anything that's actually going to happen. And that's how you build that reputation. Confidence is huge when it comes to a glow up. Being confident is something you have to work towards. I really don't think anyone is just born with confidence. I think it's something that you have to work towards every single day. So start by making small promises to yourself and then keep them. Do it. You'll feel so much better. Next is do something that you've been putting off. There is nothing that will make you feel lighter and more free than doing something that has been weighing on your shoulders. For me, I did a couple things this week that I am so happy that I got done with. One being my resume. I had to update my resume. This is something that I have been putting off for so long, and I really did not want to do it, and I just sat down and said to myself, we're getting this done. We're going to redo that resume, and I did. I feel 10 times better that is now done, and I feel productive. When you accomplish something that you have been putting off, it just makes you feel really good and that you feel accomplished for that day. I would challenge you to think of something that you've been just putting off for the longest time. It can be something simple like cleaning out your car, and do it. Take some time this week and try to accomplish that. You will feel 10 times better. I don't know what the science is behind this, but you just feel like light as a feather when this happens. I know it sounds so cheesy, but it's so true. And that really correlates to how you carry yourself, knowing that you got something done, you feel accomplished, and it's no longer weighing on you. Okay, I can't make a glow up for a summer video without saying this. You need to have a workout routine. You need to find something that you love doing that is good for you. It's just, it has to happen. You can't be sitting here every single day doing absolutely nothing, thinking that you're gonna wake up one day and feel really good in a bikini or jean shorts. It just doesn't work like that. You need to have some sort of routine for working out. Not only is it so good for your physical self, but it's so good for your mental health. If you are someone who struggles with discipline and motivation, I highly recommend buying a class, buying specific things, because once you put your money into it, you're kind of locked in. No one wants to lose money. This is just a small tip that if you're someone that does not follow through with what they say, they're not disciplined, you don't have any motivation. One day you're full of motivation, the next day you're I don't really want to do this. I recommend buying a class, because then you know, okay, why would I waste money and not go to this? It would be ridiculous if you just bought something and then didn't use it. Okay, I feel like I could go on and on about this topic. Like I said in the last video, let me know if this type of video is something that you enjoy. And yeah, I'm gonna probably end it here. Those are just some of the key tips that I do on a normal day basis and I think will really help when it comes to creating a transformation for summer. But anyways, I hope you guys have a good day or a good week and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.